I'm Jeremiah Strano from HSS-TV. Today I'm sitting with Ms. Casey Carter, the PR for Highland School District, and on the Stitch Food we're going to be talking about the food room. What does the food room offer to the students?
So the food room here offers a variety of items. They try to have in there anything that they think our students may need. There are all kinds of things from food to hygiene products. There are even prom dresses, which I know prom is coming up soon. So that's where they have stored several of the prom dresses that Nurse Nancy kind of gets that together. And if a student wants to go to prom but can't afford a dress, they can get with her, and that's also a need that they can cover. But there are all kinds of things in there, from shoes to toiletries, blankets, just anything that we think our students may need.
Which one person would get compared to another person for the food program?
Okay. What we do is, if I have a student that is just one child in the family, their backpack gets packed for one child. If there's two students, two children in the family, it gets packed for two kids. Now, when you send a large box of cereal, that's going to be for everybody, of course. But when we send, like, ravioli, we'll send 2 cans of ravioli, or, we'll make sure that each backpack is fixed for how many kids are in that home, and that they all have enough food for the entire weekend. They bring their backpacks to me sometime during the week. I pack them, and then they come by my office on Friday and pick those backpacks up. Unless we're going to be out for an extra long weekend, or if they're calling for bad weather, or something like that, then they pick them up like on Thursday.
How does the distribution of products work?
So the distribution of products, it varies based on the student. The student will usually go to a teacher that they trust and tell them, hey, I don't have this, or I don't have that. Or it may not even be that direct. It may be a student is having issues in class staying awake, and so you kind of ask them questions and figure out, maybe they didn't get much sleep last night because they weren't warm, or maybe they're really hungry. Things like that. So the way that the needs are identified varies based on the student, but those teachers or counselors, or sometimes students even go to Nurse Nancy because they know she kind of helps with that room. And so those requests all get sent to Nurse Nancy, and then she will go in there and figure out what we have and what we can give, and she discreetly gives that to them because she wants to make sure that no student feels bad about having that need. It's not their fault, obviously. So she wants to make sure that there's no negative connotation with it, or a student wouldn't be made fun of or anything like that for having a need that's met by our food room.
Another program that we have here that we're beginning is provided by the Food Bank at Mountain Home, and they want us to target at least 100 families to provide canned vegetables. So they send us vegetables during the month, and we will start dispersing them. The first Tuesday that we're going to will be February the 12th, and then again the 4th Tuesday of the month. So every 2nd and 4th Tuesday we're going to be handing out vegetables to any parent that feels like that they could use the extra food during the week, or sometime they will sign up individually, their children individually up in each of their school buildings, the elementary people, but they will come here to the high school after school between 3:30 and 5 o'clock every 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month to pick that food up.
So it really varies based on the need, on how much each student receives from the food room. If a student's house were to burn down, suddenly they need everything from toiletries to clothes to shoes, bedding, and so they would probably receive a lot. And then if we have a student who, they just need some food to get by until they get their next paycheck, they may not get quite as much. So we just kind of give things based on the need at the time. The next week, that same student may come back and say, I need a little more food until I get paid again, and we'll still give them more. But we try to just cover the need at the time and help fulfill that for them.
Can people and students donate to the food room?
Absolutely. And Nurse Nancy, I really want to give her a lot of credit. She is the one who pretty much runs the food room and gets those requests and does the distribution. She puts in a lot of hard work on that. So you might reach out to her and see what kind of donations she needs at the time. But I know as far as food goes, they can't accept expired food items and perishable food items. So things like, you can donate meat because that's going to spoil within the next 2 days. Or milk, has a short shelf life. It's not going to last very long, and I don't think we have a refrigeration system to store that. But things like canned goods, even chips if they're in date for a while, things that will last a long time are the things that we really desire to be in there.
Is the food room open year-round?
It is open during school because that's when we have students here. Now, if we knew that we had students who needed some help through the summer, we would definitely make arrangements to do that. So if that is something that students need, if they'll let us know, then we'll figure out a way to make that happen for them.
Okay. You sent out a text recently about a new food program being offered twice a month. Can you explain the program?
Absolutely. So that program is funded through the North Central Food Bank. The North Central Food Bank got a grant, and we are doing a pilot program in conjunction with them, and it's to feed 100 families a week. So the way that they're going to do that is distribute food every 2 weeks to those families. So we want to figure out who those families are who are most in need, and then we're receiving food from the food bank for that. We kind of already had our food room going, and then North Central Food Bank said, "Oh, we'd love to partner with you guys on this." We kind of had to go through a little application system with them for that, just to show that we had the need, we had students who had the need, and that we were willing to help fulfill those needs. But that's kind of in addition to that. So that program is for 1 year. We hope to continue that afterwards. And they don't know kind of what supply they'll have or what monies they'll have to help us with that. But that is done through the North Central Food Bank. And then those inquiries will come to Nancy because the big room is up here that can store all of that food. And so anyone who responded to that through their school office, all of those will go to Nurse Nancy, and she will help administer that. At times we have our ALE students come and help with food bags and food programs. And we also have backpack programs at our elementary school. We send home 90 backpacks full of food each week with 90 kids from that one. And then at middle school, I think they're sending home around 65 backpacks. And they fit more in theirs because their students can carry heavier weight in their backpack. But that also, it reaches over 100 students based on siblings and things. So there's lots of food going out from our school.